We got that chapter, man. My line is fucked up right now. I just had to order a whole another my 10th ring light. You know what I'm saying? 10th ring light is crazy. I ain't gonna lie. 10th ring light, crazy. But I still provide these videos for y'all. And for my new subscribers or new viewers, sit your ass down. Give yourself a thumbs up. If you don't know how you come in this bitch act, give yourself a thumbs up. And you know what I'm saying? Sit your ass down on your thumbs up. If you know what that means, you know what that means. Fuck yourself.
It's a place with good schools, amenities, and so it's a fairly wealthy place to live. If you're among the 25,000 people living there, you're probably doing alright. A quiet suburban family area with shopping centers, stores, and yes, it is named after Tarzan. Edgar Rice Burroughs used to own the land. Just as Tarzana edges his way up the mountains and into the Topanga State Park, well, on a street called Coldstream Terrace, you'd find the Haskell family, made up of Samuel Haskell IV, his wife May Lee, and their 3 children, Sam, James, and William. What a gang the Haskells were, specifically Samuel. He's a bit of a character, alright. But first I want to talk about his wife, May Lee, 37 years old and from China. May Lee moved to the United States in the mid-2000s to study accounting at Cal State Northridge, not too far from where she would eventually live in Tarzana. It seems that her family were fully supportive of her moving from China to the United States, because as you know, education ain't cheap, and it especially ain't cheap if you come from outside the country too. And her family were so supportive that her mother and her stepfather, they actually sold their home in China to help pay for her tuition. Her uncle, who was already living in Los Angeles, he got a job at a local restaurant. Was giving her money all the time to help pay for her education. It seems like the entire family really viewed May Lee as a bright spark. And by all accounts, she was. And so they all wanted to help and sacrifice to help her succeed in her dreams. May Lee ran her own business called the Haskell Consulting Group, where she would help foreign students with their applications to the top American universities. Other folk from China wanting to study at Harvard, MIT, whatever, she would help them through the entire process of enrolling. By all accounts, this business was quite successful and made the family a bit of cha-ching. Now, you might have noticed what her company was called, and that's because while studying, that's when May Lee met Sam Haskell, and they hit it off. They married not long after graduation. May Lee had her first child in 2010 when she was 24 years old. I would say that together they purchased the...
Don't tell me no shit like that, cause if I fuck around and have my first child at 24, I'm gonna lose my fucking marbles.
In Tarzana, but that does not seem to be the case. It was in May's name and May's name alone. The mortgage was $7,000 a month, and May was the one paying. And so, with 2 more kids coming along, things were hectic. And so May's mother, Yang Jiangwang, and stepfather, Goshan Li, would move in with them. And of course move in with May's husband Sam too. Sam didn't speak any Chinese, May's parents didn't speak any English, but it seems like he didn't care, because Sam was all about his creative vision. Samuel Haskell III, well, not the third, although maybe the third, the fourth, was born in 1988 to a man who was very powerful in the...
That nigga ugly. But, hey, y'all, hey, these couple of days coming up, y'all please know how my hair looking. I might just have my hair wrapped up in my ski mask, because I'm taking my hair out. I'm getting it retwisted, so, you feel me? Yeah, I hope my ring light come before Christmas. I ain't gonna even lie.
Creative industry. Sam, a guy who takes all his fashion advice from Zoolander, is the son of also Sam Haskell, Sam Haskell Sr. Well, look at you, he was big in the biz, the entertainment industry. I'm told they just call it the biz. He was an Emmy award-winning producer. He worked at the William Morris Agency, which is a big one. He had clients like Dolly Parton, Ray Romano, Martin Short, George Clooney.
Yeah, I keep on pausing, cause y'all bitch ass nigga be saying I don't be pausing my video. Now when I do pause it, y'all get aggravated. Bitch ass niggas. Take y'all new ass on.
He big dogs, and then he went on to form his own company, Magnolia Hill Productions, and he helped make some award-winning Dolly Parton shows for Netflix. He was also formerly the CEO of the Miss America organization. Was for a few years before he had to step down. see some emails leaked about old Sam Haskell Sr. here, and they weren't very nice emails about how he was talking about, the towns, the women, the Miss State, whatever. Just kind of like a bit of, sexist kind of stuff, slut shaming, fat shaming, all that kind of stuff, and apparently cost some of the contestants actually their livelihoods. So he kind of had to, sorry about that, kind of jog on. Anyways, Sam Haskell the fourth was his kid, and boy oh boy was he a cool ass dude. In his head. I mean, remember, this is a 35-year-old man.
35.
That, like, Bradley Cooper burnt out look. Like, I woke up feeling like a piece of burnt toast. Like, I don't wear, like, clothes from the latest designers. Like, I'm kind of doing, like a Claire Danes Homeland situation where it's like wear the same outfit every day. Like, my resume says unhappy, bitter, resentful, and like really good at ordering off the menu. Like, imagine me showing up at work and then here's the plot twist. I'm totally fucking superficial. Ask if I want a glass of wine. Like I went to a tech. Now you fools might be, shouts out to Peloton.
Sam got his start in the biz, let's be honest, thanks to Daddy's friends and Daddy's wallet. He began as a camera operator, then worked for another agency doing all sorts of videos and so on. Sam had his own production company called the SB Group. See, Sam Haskell often went by Samuel Basinger for some reason. And his major thing, his art, was called Tragic Streets, with a Z, so you know he's pretty cool. I want to create visuals that move boundaries by bringing millennial artists together. Fair enough, that sounds awful. And he filmed a lot of fashion shoots, music videos, and he was currently working on a feature film. Not a movie, ladies and gentlemen, a film called Harvard Law. This is what happens when a drug dealer moves in with a national best-selling fraudster in the mansions of Palos Verdes. That is according to the blurb, and it looks awesome.
You should just kill yourself.
DA, search warrant.
Fuck the police!
I had sex with that girl in the Abercrombie store. What more do you want from me?
From the stellar acting and writing to a guy I think is trying to OD while wearing a backwards Randy Moss jersey.
It's like a white folks version of a Tubi movie.
I'm locked in. Now, I know what you're thinking. I'm not really into this. I want some action. I want some blood. And to that I say, oh hell yes, Samuel Haskell has got you covered. With this clip from #The Circle, #Demon Hills. Whoa, you got dudes, you got muscles, you got swords.
You're getting scammed and you're honestly dumb if you haven't caught on to this, but you were supposed to get $6,400 from the government last night.
Shut your bitch ass up, nigga.
So things got weird on November 8, 2023. That's when Mei Lee's uncle, the one who was also living in Los Angeles, he couldn't contact his niece, Mei Lee, or his sister for a couple of days. So he logged into his WeChat profile. WeChat's like a Chinese social media site.
What the fuck is that?
And he went onto Mei Lee's profile. She'd known that 10 years, everything was erased. Her profile was completely blank. No friends, no pictures. And he thought this was really, really weird. It was like somebody had logged in and just erased her entire account. But her account was still there. Erased everything from it. Very weird. That was odd. Maybe a glitch, right? After all, he didn't have any reason to suspect anything was that strange other than not hearing from them in a couple of days. He knew May, he knew, her mother, stepfather, and he knew Sam, right? He would always say Sam was standoffish, quiet, reserved, but not a bad guy, just a little bit odd, which is fair. But had he known what had happened the day before, he might not have been so calm. See, on November 7th, at about 5:30 p.m., a person went to the LAPD Topanga station to say that there was a bag outside the Haskell's home containing human remains.
Yes, possible DD 4115 Coldstream Terrace 4115 Coldstream.
Wait, at a hospital? Nigga, what?
To say that there was a bag outside the Haskell's home containing human remains.
Yes, possible DD 4115 Coldstream Terrace 4115 Coldstream Terrace. Monitor comments. So if you don't tell you my in front of
the police went to see what was going on. That's a disturbing ass call to make. But when they arrived at the Haskell's home in Tarzana, there was nothing there. They knocked on the door. Didn't seem like there was anybody home, and seeing nothing strange outside, they had no reason to continue. The police left. However, it was the next day, November 8th, when May's uncle saw her profile was blank. The police got another disturbing call.
Next is a background review, possible body inside the trash can.
Yeah, gruesome to say the least. Alex, let me just tell you that right now we don't have 100% confirmation from LAPD that this scene with a neighbor who said only the torso.
Tarzana. As this fellow was digging through the dumpster, he noticed one black bag that was close to the top of the dumpster. And it was weirdly shaped. It was like one big piece, long and flat. He noticed the flies buzzing, the smell of meat. Prying open the bag, he saw that sickly white color of blood-drained skin. It was then he realized, well, in there, he found a human torso. Police soon arrived and cordoned off the area. This was, curiously, on the same block as to where Sam Haskell's office was.
A torso,
There was a
bitch.
darker side to Sam Haskell. Now, I know what you're saying. Shockingly, he seems so well adjusted. He loved weapons, especially swords, katanas, daggers. Allegedly, he had quite a few in his house, along with crossbows and other instruments of death. The neighbors wouldn't even let their kids play in the Haskell home. They were afraid of the swords he had. May apparently hated them. But there were also reports about Sam going back years, all the way to his college days.
Is this nigga biting his lip? You a grown ass man.
They were afraid of the swords he had. May apparently hated them. But there were also reports about...
I think he need to start doing his lips like that. And his lips look like an asshole. Man, y'all chill out, bro. Chill out, bro. Y'all chill out, bro.
I'm going back
Yeah,
years,
red
all the
hand,
way
oh.
to his college days. When this came out, there was a lot of people talking online. There's even a Reddit /Sam Haskell, and people began sharing their experiences of meeting Sam and knowing what it was like in college and at school, and none of it's good. Now this is randomers writing online. Could be, you don't know if this is true or not, so just, be aware. Pinch of salt. I went to middle school and high school with him in Calabasas. In 7th grade, when I first met him, he was already a pathological liar with a blinking tick. He was always touching his privates over his pants in class and never got in trouble because his parents were mega donors to the school until he was kicked out for raping another student in junior year. We all knew he was bad news. When he was 18, he did a lot of cocaine and marijuana. I never asked my friends if they were on prescription medications, but he was a little off. His parents could have been loading...
We ain't finna go past that like he ain't just say that.
him up on meds as a kid, or maybe he needed meds and he never got them. I don't know. He would snap on people sometimes when working with them and just cut off relationships with a "go fuck yourself." He also lied and made up a lot of stories. He also had run-ins with the law. In 2008, he was arrested and charged with 2 counts of assault with a deadly weapon. I wonder if it was a sword. And he got 3 years probation. Sam Haskell was an interesting guy who still not a lot was really known about him. So he wasn't behind the lens. There was a lot of question marks there, though some insight was gained after the investigation began. See, the same day the torso was found in the trash, Sam Haskell was arrested and charged with murder.
California murder mystery. The son of a veteran Hollywood exec whose wife and in-laws are missing is now under arrest after a grim discovery.
Samuel Haskell is behind bars as the search intensifies for his wife and in-laws.
This morning, new developments in a murder mystery rocking Los Angeles involving a former prominent Hollywood agent's son. Law enforcement officials say they're currently looking for Haskell's wife, May Lee, and her parents, who live with them and their 3 young children. And while it's unclear how long Haskell's wife and her parents have been missing, police say they responded to a call to the family home last Tuesday after reports of possible human remains in a plastic bag.
When the officers responded, nothing was located. There was no evidence that allowed the officers to make entry into the home. The bags that were described were no longer outside.
The following morning, police responding to it.
Damn. So what do it get good, they would have got down. Alright.
Another call.
Mei Lee Haskell and her mother, Yang Jian Wang, and stepfather, Gao Shanli, were last seen on November 6th. The last time Mei was seen was by a neighbor, and she said she saw Mei getting into her car, but she seemed sad, she seemed upset, she wasn't her usual, happy-go-lucky self. The next day, November 7th, that same neighbor, their husband would say they noticed the smell outside. The smell like dead, rotting meat, rotting flesh. But they just thought it was like an animal had died somewhere. That same day, Sam Haskell called over some day laborers to come help him out with some stuff he had in the house. See, these day laborers came over to the Haskell home, and Sam took him into the garage. He said, "Here, listen. Check it out." He had 3 large garbage bags that he wanted removed. He said there's 500 big ones in it for you. Sam said the bags he was asking them to get rid of were full of rocks, which is like, what? The workers immediately picked up the bags and could tell they were not rocks. The bags were soft and they were heavy. Sam then changed his story and said, oh no, it's actually filled with Halloween decorations. Halloween, remember, was just like a week before all of this. So laborers got the bags, put them in the truck. They drew.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm a hustling ass nigga. You tell me, did he say $500 each? Hold on.
Which is like, what? The workers immediately picked up the bags and could tell they were not rocks. He said there's 500 big ones in it for you. Sam said the bags he was asking them to get rid of were full of rocks, which is like,
you gotta pay me $500
The workers
each.
immediately picked up the bags and could tell they were not rocks. The bags were soft and they were heavy. Sam then changed his story and said, oh no, it's actually filled with Halloween decorations. Halloween, remember, was just like a week before all of this. So laborers got the bags, put them in the truck. They drove, and after driving for about a block, they were like, this is weird. This is really, really weird. Should we check the bags? Do you want to check the bags? Let's check the bags. They opened one of the bags. They had a goo, and what they saw was human body parts. They did not look like fake Halloween body parts. They did not smell like fake Halloween body parts. They immediately went back to the Haskell home, they got the bags out and gave him his money back and said, hey, no, we're good, thanks. The laborers...
Me personally, I would have put the bags back and not gave him his money back. That's the type of nigga I am. Dead the fuck serious.
Went to 2 separate police stations
you ain't
to
get your money back,
but were turned away.
What you gonna do about it?
Until they got to the Topongo station and the police took them seriously. However, by the time the cops got to the Haskells, there was no sign of Sam or the 3 bags. It was the next day a homeless man found one of the bags.
Shit, he might kill my. He did just kill 3 people.
Around the corner from Sam's office and called the cops. The torso found in the bag was quickly identified as Mei Lee's from 82.
Damn. R.I.P. man.
And CCTV showed a man struggling to lift the bag into the dumpster. The vehicle seen in this CCTV matched Sam Haskell's white Tesla. This footage was taken less than an hour after the day laborers dropped the 3 bags back off at Sam Haskell's home. Though it's interesting that he took enough care to dump the body part bags in separate areas, yet his plan A was to just call some day laborers to go and handle it and get rid of it and presume they wouldn't notice anything weird about these bags at all. It's almost like he thought, oh, I guess I should try and hide my horrible crime after all. Sam Haskell was quickly arrested while he was walking at the mall, and the police, going into his home, found blood and more body parts.
He didn't even clean it up. This nigga dumb, cuz.
And the bags, the 2 other ones that the laborers said were there, have not been found. To date, nobody knows where they are. It's believed the parents are in those other bags. So, what the hell happened? Did Sam murder his wife and then parents out of nowhere? Well, it hasn't gone to trial yet, so we don't know if he did. But, get this, friends would come forward and say Mei wanted a divorce, had for years. She was sick of him, sick of his TikToks, his bullshit. She was paying for everything, and she wanted out, but she was afraid to. Sam Haskell's dad, Sam Sr., very powerful, wealthy. The family was very wealthy, very powerful in town. May was worried that if she did file for divorce, she would lose the custody battle and she would lose her kids. So she was staying. She said she felt trapped. She also would say Sam was physically abusive. He didn't get on with her parents. Maybe he snapped too. A friend would say that they met Sam a week before this, and they said, like in a restaurant, said Sam was acting weird. Weirder than usual. He was like super paranoid. He wouldn't talk to them. He was like waving them away. He was like hiding in the corner.
Good morning again, Your Honor. It's Joseph Blackwood's appearing on behalf of Mr. Haskell, who was present.
Deputy District Attorney Beth Silver to complete the room.
Samuel Haskell was charged with 3 counts of murder. He has not yet entered a plea. Their 3 children are now in custody of the Department of Child and Family Services and will most likely end up with family. As I said, the remains of Maylee's mother and stepfather have not been found, and as has happened over a month ago, the likelihood of them being found gets slimmer every single day. Los Angeles makes a shitload of shite to get rid of. Sam Haskell likely, allegedly, spread the bags out in different dumpsters, and it was pure luck that Maylee was found in the first place. Going into the home, they found more body parts, but, well, a human being can have a lot of body parts. Sam Haskell is currently in jail without bond, probably because his family is so wealthy they could fairly easily bail him out, and he'd be gone like a flash.
Very well, Mr. Haskell, you may held with no bail. Anything else for your records, counsel?
So, allegedly, he butchered 3 people in his own house, perhaps with the swords and knives he loved so much. He then erased May's entire social media profile and hired day laborers to get rid of the body. Day laborers who, if they hadn't brought them back to the Haskell home and said they had kept those bags and called the police, maybe they would find the parents, but they still haven't found them to this day anyway. It's an odd story, pretty gruesome and strange. That is it to date, though I think when more information comes out, this story won't get any less strange. That's for sure. I kinda hope he did.
I hope he do a part 2. That chapter be doing some part 2s too. Like he did a part 2 with about them college kids. Them college kids had died in their fraternity house. I think it was a fraternity house. I think it was like 3 or 4 college kids. They died. And he did a second part to that. But yeah, man, give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe. This story was crazy, man. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all gotta watch who y'all marry and who y'all get a relationship with, and do your homework on people in their past life, because some people don't change and some people stay the same. That being said, give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share my on that video. Let's rock.